Hey, Adam, I have important news that you have to hear.
What is it, Tim?
All right, so I am still.
I'm sorry, Tim. Tim, I'm losing you over here right now. I
Adam,
can't
why
really
are
hear
you-
you. What's going on?
Well, why are you crinkling a piece of paper over there?
Bad Wi-Fi, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, the news is I am still.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And this week we've got some news. We got to run down the results of a show, a couple of shows actually, and then a bunch of news that we got to go over. Like, the world of wrestling is actually getting more interesting outside of the ring than inside the ring for me right now. So
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, so we have to go over Worlds Collide and Royal Rumble predictions.
yes,
And since Adam claimed he was having technical difficulties, still the predictions champion. That's right, folks. Unfortunately, though, I can't say I won both nights because we in fact drew for the second time in a row at this time at Worlds Collide. But we all know for a fact that I really won that one, because the one that just tied Adam back up was the one, my prediction in the main event of Imperium, as well as him, but I officially changed it to Undisputed Era. So while in the records is, everyone knew my prediction was Imperium, so therefore I'm counting as a victory.
whatever.
But yes, we'll go over those right now, and then we'll go ahead into our news segments. So let's start with, speaking of, Worlds Collide. So there was a total of 6 matches, 1 on the pre-show.
Yes.
And since we drew, everyone knows that we... but how many did we actually get right? Adam, how many do you think we got right?
I'm sorry that I did not pay attention to this. I have no idea how many we got right. What, like 2, 3?
We got 2 wrong each.
Oh, okay. That's a good number for me for a change.
But, I actually got 5 correct because I just changed my Undisputed Era for the official pick because to be different. But I knew Imperium was going to win, as I just said. But officially, it was Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
But so the winner, starting with the pre-show, Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion, was my first victory of the night. And then we had a surprising change, where we had Jordan Devlin conquering and capturing the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yes.
Which is actually the person I was thinking about picking. If they were going to make the change, he was going to be the one they were going to give it to. So we got none of that right because we both picked for a championship retain.
Yep.
There. And then we had Johnny Gangaro and Tommaso Ciampa against Mustache Mountain, and we were right on DIY.
Of course.
Picking up the victory there. And of course, we were right about Finn Balor versus Ignatov Dragunov, beating him. Rhea Ripley defeating Toni Storm to retain the NXT Women's Championship. Or the NXT Championship. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really understand.
But anyway, and then to tie it up, Adam got Imperium correct. for the win. I mean, the tie, with Imperium conquering Undisputed Era. So, we drew at Worlds Collide, making 2 shows back-to-back that we drew.
Just 1 second.
What's that?
1 second. Because I'm looking at the Finn defeat Dragunov.
Yeah, we both picked Finn.
Oh, we did? Okay. You said we lost that one.
No, I said we lost the Cruiserweight.
Yes, we did.
So, from what it sounds like, it was a good card. But I don't know what they're gonna do with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. It makes sense. I think it's a good thing to put over in the UK to get a second title over there.
Yep.
Without having to create a new championship in a sense. But what they can do with 205 Live now? This is a further sign that 205 Live is on its way out.
I don't know.
But all right, so we'll move on over to the Royal Rumble, and this is the show that I would love to say hand over fist defeated you, Adam. And your screen froze, and now it is the Tim. Oh man.
No, I'm here. Don't you worry.
But I wish I could say I hand over fist defeated you, but I lost 1 matchup. You lost 2.
Wow. That's a first for us, really.
Well, especially for you, since you've been doing terribly usually.
Yeah, normally, I either dominate and get a 7-1 win, or I'm like a 1-7.
Like you'll do really well, and I'll have just be under you by 1 or 2, or you'll crush me.
Yeah.
But lately, you've just been when I win, it's like you have 3, and I have all but 1, or I swept.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, again, one of my losses technically should have been a win if Vince McMahon was an idiot and changed his mind. But, oh well, we'll get there. So we're going to go over, starting with the pre-show, and the 2 matches that are absolutely predictable to be on the pre-show were on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And that was Andrade Cien Almas successfully defending his United States Championship against Roberto Carrillo. Whatever.
2 L's is a Y in Spanish.
Yeah, I don't take Spanish, so I don't know that. But something tells me this was a mistake here because of what happened on the day later with Andrade. And then they had to give a rematch on Raw, which they could have had this drop the belt with Andrade's suspension, but they decided to just do the DDT on the concrete.
I don't know.
To take him out of action, but no clue, no word on what he failed his test for, though.
Right, it was a wellness policy violation.
So he is officially suspended for 30 days. And technically it would be a violation of his 30-day contract to defend the United States Championship.
Kind of.
But they only use that stipulation when they absolutely want to.
Right.
So, I personally would have said just put the belt on him. If you want to put the belt back on Andrade when he comes back, great.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And then the other one, for sure, we knew this was going to be on the pre-show for a fact, was Shorty G losing to Sheamus, which, Adam, you got wrong.
I know.
And we both, by the way, got Andrade right, for the record.
At least it wasn't a short squash match between Sheamus and Shorty G.
which was good because, and I don't think, and Sheamus is at the point where like I think he picked Shorty G to come back and work with, to help try to get him over. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shorty G's not helping him get over.
Yeah.
It's just, we understand it's Vince McMahon picking on him for being short and thinking it's funny, but it's going to get him over, but it's not.
No.
So, whatever. It is what it is. That was another victory for me. And then we had the opening of the night with Roman Reigns defeating Baron King Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere matchup, which of course predictably had the mid-card of Evil coming out and the Usos as well before Reigns beat Corbin.
Yeah.
Not a shocker here. In the least bit, though, a lot of people were predicting that King Corbin was going to win so Roman could go on to win the Royal Rumble, which he was actually scheduled to do, but was another change. But we'll get to there in as well.
Yes. Yes, we will.
And then we... did you want to say something,
Adam? No, I'm good.
Okay. And then we had Bayley retaining against Lacey Evans for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Again, not a big surprise at all.
It's one of the matches that I watched, and
yeah, this followed the women's Royal Rumble, I believe.
Yeah, it like and the crowd wasn't out of it. Like the crowd was still into the show and everything. It's just this match really just it did not feel inspired.
Okay.
Lacey Evans is miles ahead of where she used to be. Like she's kind of got the Braun Strowman effect going on, where the more time she's been working, the better. Like every match has just been a step forward for her over and over again. But it didn't feel like it didn't even feel like Bayley was trying.
Okay. We'll get to that. Probably the reason behind that, which could end up hurting future talents later in the news. But we also had the first of three other another championship matchup where we had the Fiend retain against Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I watched this match. This was a great match.
And we finally got that fucking red light to disappear.
Yes. For me, the fact that this entire match was just all about the Fiend punishing Daniel Bryan with that strap over and over and over again. I was like, yeah. Everyone's just trying to find a way to come at the Fiend. Like, Daniel Bryan's like, fine. You know what? We'll be strapped together. It's going to be a strap match. I was like, yeah, except for the fact that strap becomes a weapon. So everyone's tried to come at the Fiend with these hardcore matches. Seth at Hell in a Cell. Daniel Bryan with the strap match. No one's even getting close to beating him in them.
From what I understand, though, the understanding of the Fiend's powers and what he can endure has been finally kind of balanced now.
Yes.
Because that was one of the issues with Seth's matches, was they didn't know how indestructible he should be at first. And that was an issue, because they overpowered him, and then who can beat him?
Yes.
So, but understandable, it made sense they actually kind of found that balance now.
Right.
Which is good. But yeah, I heard good things about that matchup. And then we also have Becky Lynch making Asuka tap out to retain the Raw Women's Championship. Did you watch this match, Adam?
No, I did not. I got to see the promo, and then it was actually... This is the problem with Sunday night pay-per-views, is that it got too late for me, and I'm like, I have to go to sleep because I have to be at work at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, fine. I'm going to go to sleep. I'll check the results later. But the build-up with the fact that Asuka's the one who Becky hasn't been able to beat.
Yeah.
I was hoping that this was going to be another example of Asuka beating Becky.
Yeah, so was I.
The title changes, and that builds to them at WrestleMania, where Becky finally gets the win.
That would have been a better story to do that. I mean, personally, again, I think it would have been a better story to her lose again at Royal Rumble to Asuka again, and then over a year later at WrestleMania, she beat Asuka.
You're thinking
At
too
WrestleMania.
long term for WWE main roster.
Oh, of course, I know that. Well, going from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania is, in some cases, way too long for WWE these days.
I know.
But, yeah, we knew Asuka was going to take the loss here. But, and also from what I said, I heard that this build-up that they've been doing for Becky of her doubting herself did not play a part in the matchup. She actually wasn't doubting herself. Like, she was actually her normal self, which made the match even better from what I heard.
Yeah. It did not feel like Bailey was in.
We're not even on Bailey.
Sorry.
We've passed them.
Becky. God damn it. Bailey and Becky, first of all, the names sound too much alike, and I looked down, I saw Bailey on my screen for a quick second, and I was just like, oh yeah, let's talk about Bailey for a sec. No. Becky really wasn't like, even through the promos, it wasn't doubting herself as to beating Asuka. It was just like, look, Asuka, you've had my number in the past, but that was the past.
Yeah.
I'm Becky now.
Which is good.
I'm the man.
But Adam, I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
Was it a long week at work for you this week?
Look, the jokes of January feeling like it's been 5 months, this week was a month by itself.
Oh, that busy?
Yeah, not busy. Just this entire week has just been like way longer than it needed to be.
I don't know about you, but this week could be a little bit long for me because I have homework that's due at midnight, so I can officially be a graduate.
All right. Congratulations, by the way.
We'll see. Hold that applause until I actually submit my stuff on time.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. So, again, Bailey retains. Becky retains. You got me doing it now.
See?
You bastard. But Becky retains, which is good. Which actually, I think, makes it a little bit more interesting because when they do finally do that third matchup again,
Yeah.
you can have they both won one. So,
Yeah.
But let's move on to the Royal Rumbles. We're going to start with the men's because I have more to say about the women's than the men's.
Okay.
So, but as we said earlier, people were predicting Roman Reigns to lose to Baron Corbin to set up his Royal Rumble win. And then he beat Baron Corbin, lost the Royal Rumble, but it came out that he was originally scheduled to be the winner. But it came down to Vince changing it to really put over Drew because the original idea was Drew was going to eliminate Brock to set that up, and that would be enough. But there was some input, in a sense, to say, should we really go with Drew overall just because to make him a better, bigger threat to Brock, which was a good call, I think, because outside of the first half of the Rumble where Brock eliminated everyone, and then
I'm looking at this right now. He dumped out the first 13 people.
By the way, you called it exactly 13 people.
It's just one to beat the record.
Which just does nothing for you because we didn't draw.
I know.
But even if we did draw, we would have drawn on the questions because none of our shock entrances were correct. And I got who eliminated Brock right. But But yeah, so this sets up Drew better, which I actually definitely think is the better overall. And that was my number one pick, by the way, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So,
I didn't even
which
pick
I
him.
was happy. No, you didn't. So, which is a good thing. It's his time. If you don't go with him now, you're never gonna go with him. He's going to be just another lacquer in the mid card, and WWE just losing out on a good talent. Which means he'll eventually, when his contract is up, he'd probably leave again and go to AEW and be even a bigger star.
Yes.
So this is a good time, and I do think Brock and Drew is going to be a huge and a great matchup. It's one of those big guys that I think Brock would have a lot of fun having a match with, because Drew can move.
Yes.
And by the way, his elimination with Ricochet being to get some payback on Brock with the low blow, leading into Drew McIntyre's Claymore, sending him over the top rope in Brock fashion for the elimination was awesome.
I gotta say,
payback.
It is nice to see that that every once in a while they do this, but it's nice to see that the person who was in the match the longest is the winner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but apparently from what it says, outside of Brock and Heyman being consulted for the first half of the Rumble, where Brock eliminated everyone, basically, there were a bunch of other people who were involved in the second half on building out that one and what to do with that, which is good.
I mean, okay, so the three people that were in the longest, it was Drew McIntyre at 34 minutes and 11 seconds. Then Brock Lesnar at 26 minutes and 24 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then Edge at 23 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yep. And the funny thing is, Edge was the third to the last person.
Nope.
In the Rumble.
Nope. He came in at number 21.
I said third to the last in the Rumble, not the entry.
Oh.
He lasted to number 3. He was the third. Before the match ended, he was eliminated second to last.
Yeah, he was number 28 out. Damn.
Yep. So, and then, oh, by the way, Edge's entrance when he came out.
Oh, it was beautiful.
The fans went nuts for him, and it's one of those things where I just kind of forgot that the rumors that he was coming. And when I saw that he entered, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's the Hardys returning to WrestleMania all over again.
Yep.
Like, you knew the rumors and you always thought, yeah, they'll make an appearance or something like that. You get to the event, you forget all about it, and then they come out and it's a huge surprise. And you're like, whoa, that's cool. So, and that spear on AJ.
Yes.
That led to AJ getting injured, but which AJ has come out and stated it was his own fault,
right,
because of how he landed.
Yeah,
he wanted to put.
Basically, he oversold the landing.
Yeah, as he said, he wanted to put over Edge's return and his spear in a big way, and he just kind of overdid it a little too, and came down on his shoulder.
Yep. That's
so
all it was.
So AJ, hopefully you'll get better. You'll heal up and be back soon, especially in time for WrestleMania. And that whole little team up with Edge and Randy Orton in the ring.
Yep.
And Edge turning on Randy before Randy could do it was great, which led into the great heel turn by Randy taking Edge out at the end of Raw. Though I don't know why people were saying this. Everyone was saying the shock turn by Randy was a surprise.
So, just to get back to AJ for just a quick second.
Okay.
AJ's he does say that in that where he says that it was his fault that he oversold and all of that stuff. He said that there was a plan for him to be in there for much longer than he was.
Yeah.
But due to the injury, he immediately let let the refs know, and they everyone worked it out, and we're like, okay, let's get him out of here now.
Well, from what I read was once he got injured, he was consulted by the refs at ringside, and the officials made the call to get him out. They wanted him just to leave, not be eliminated. And he said no. He got up and immediately went over to Edge and said, "You need to toss me out. I'm injured." And Edge tossed him out.
Yep.
So, which is cool, which is a good, big sportsmanship with AJ saying, "Okay, I have to go out. I'm injured. I have to go out. I'm okay enough to go out. I'll just have Edge. I'll put Edge over more. I'll let him throw me out. Have a big moment there to pay off the spear as well.
Yeah.
And then, which is good. But going back to Randy Orton turning on Edge and attacking him on Monday.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people were saying it was a surprise heel turn by Randy Orton. Because,
Randy Orton.
I was reading the text. Like, I was going through the on Wrestling Inc. And the show was over. It was over. But I was just going through and I was like, okay, Randy Orton's something. Oh, he's going to turn on Edge. Didn't even get to the part where I could see that. Knew it instantly.
Yeah.
And then I watched Wrestle Talk the next day, and they're talking about like the heel, like they were caught off. Like Ali Day was completely caught off by it because it's like they were doing the whole rated RKO thing, and then Randy, before they didn't drag it out and went right for it, he was caught off guard. I was like, the second his music hit, he's turning on Edge.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gonna do it. He's turning on Edge to set up WrestleMania. The rumors were out there.
This is heel Randy Orton that's going on right now. And the only time...
Yeah, I was like...
Like, in Team RKO, Rated RKO, was a heel group. Edge came back as a face. So, of course, he's going... Like, it's not a turn. It's just like, hey, I'm a heel. I caught you off guard. It's like Triple H when he turned on Shawn Michaels. I knew he was going to do it the moment that they came to the ring.
Of course. It was just one of those things where it's just like the build was there. But yeah, so glad to see Edge back. He did sign a new contract with WWE.
Congrats.
Where he signed for 3 years for at least he has to wrestle at least 3 matches a year with 40 dates per year to set up those matches. He said he's determined to wrestle 5 matches a year.
That's cool.
But to acknowledge his contract, to complete his contract, to get paid his $3 million a year, he has to wrestle only 3 times.
He gets paid $1 million a match.
Well, not necessarily, because he has to wrestle 3 months matches a year and those 40 dates.
Okay, so he gets paid $333,333.34 per match.
No, because you have to count in those 40 dates as well. He has to actually appear.
Well, yeah, but this is if you go purely by match alone. He gets paid better per match than Brock Lesnar. No, he doesn't. Brock Lesnar's $1 million a match.
Brock Lesnar gets paid $100,000 just to show up, and he gets paid basically $1 million, close to like $500,000 a match.
I thought it was $500,000 per appearance, and $1 million for a match.
Maybe it is now. I think you're right.
Jeez. That is ridiculous. I mean, congratulations once again, Brock, for getting that amazing contract.
Yeah. And again for Edge, because he used AEW to get this deal. Because AEW did give him a good deal from what people are saying. Well, the specifics of how much per a year for the contract was not been released, but it was offered a backstage role in AEW as a producer / trainer, and used as a wrestler on occasion as he wished.
So basically, they would have been like, "Hey, you kind of have the same deal that Billy Gunn has here, okay?"
But you're a bigger deal than Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
And he then basically took that deal, and basically told WWE that they offered him $3 million a year, and they said, okay, we'll give you this, and he wanted to stay with WWE. He just used AEW to get a better deal out of it.
Yeah.
Which is good. Good for him.
In reality, WWE is his home.
Well, yeah. I would love to see him go have a match against Kenny Omega.
Now you got me thinking about the possibility of a Kenny Omega Edge match, and a possibility of Edge and Christian versus the Young Bucks. Damn you!
You gotta get Jay out of retirement though, because he constantly jokes he's the dad bod now.
Really? Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Edge, holy shit, you were ripped when you came back.
Yeah.
Apparently the rumor is that once he signed the contract, there was a wrestling ring sent to his home where he used to train.
That's cool.
So, because you can't send him to the performance center to train because then people are going to get it out. So if you can, it's like the one place he can go to train and keep it a secret. So, but again, congratulations. But again, I'm glad Drew McIntyre won the Royal Rumble. It was the right call go for this to really put him over. Let's go the Women's Royal Rumble. And how fucked up Vince McMahon is for picking Charlotte to win the Royal Rumble. When the original plan was for Shayna Baszler to win the Royal Rumble. And then at the last minute, Vince changed his mind.
You know what's funny?
Why?
Both winners were middle of the pack this year.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. Here's my question: Why Charlotte? Now, the rumor is that the reason why they changed it to her was because, like in the past, she was promised things that they didn't deliver on. So this was their way of kind of trying to make up for it. But the rumor card is still to have Becky versus Shayna at WrestleMania, and Bayley and Charlotte is not on the card for WrestleMania either. Last I heard, back around September, October, there was a rumor of Bayley and Sasha at WrestleMania. So, only time will tell, but
yeah,
I'm sorry. Charlotte should not have won this Royal Rumble. Because pretty much the Royal Rumble for the women's basically kind of mirrored the men's in a sense, where you had Bianca Belair who came out. She dominated the first half of it to set her up as a big name and put her over. So when she challenges Rhea Ripley at TakeOver Portland, people may want to check in to tune that in, which is smart.
Right.
I'm fine with that. But then to literally do the exact same thing once Charlotte comes out, Belair goes out, and then Charlotte does the exact same thing, and until she wins.
Well, I mean, the second half really was like was Baszler. Well, Shayna, she had the exact same amount of eliminations as Bianca at 8.
How many did Charlotte have?
4.
Total eliminations, but she was dominating the entire matchup.
Oh, yeah. The funny part is Shayna has 8 eliminations in 4.5 minutes. Like, she just cleared house, basically.
Oh, yeah. Which... it's good, but like again, you don't need Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble because she's over pushed as it is.
Yep.
Now, I will say this: if the rumor of her challenger, who she's going to challenge, is correct, I'm okay with it, because the rumor is that they're going to have her challenge Rhea Ripley at Mania for the NXT Women's Championship.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Though it does kind of... WrestleTalk brings up this point. You don't want Charlotte to win the NXT Women's Championship because you don't want to put her on NXT. But you can't also have Rhea Ripley beat Charlotte Flair because she's Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. It's a booking nightmare.
But here's the thing, though. Why not put Charlotte back on NXT? She's wrestled every single person she possibly can wrestle on both Raw and SmackDown. put her in NXT for a few months, for 6 months to a year, give her a whole fresh amount of talent that she can work with, help get better, and have a bigger name on NXT to draw some people there. And I would say put Rhea Ripley over at Mania, but then you could have a rematch where Charlotte beats her and can run rampant through the women's there, and then you can build up who's going to take the belt off of Charlotte.
Right.
At some point. But it'll be interesting to see. All I know is I don't want to see Charlotte Flair in a championship matchup at WrestleMania. And outside the NXT Women's Championship, I'm okay with that one. But I'm talking about the SmackDown or Raw Women's Championships.
Oh, okay.
But ultimately, they should have just gone with Shayna. It would have been better off. Like Drew McIntyre, it sets her up as the challenger very well. She eliminates 8 people right in 4 minutes and then wins it. Okay, she's a dominant force. She just won the Royal Rumble. She won the triple threat match at Survivor Series. She's on fire now. That sets her up.
Yeah.
Now she had a good showing. She's lost. She's lost in the main roster already. May not be by pinfall or submission, but she has lost a match.
Okay. Yeah.
So it would have been better, but
I got it. There's 2 things that disappointed me about. I mean, more disappointed me about the women's Rumble match. One is Santina Marella. That's right.
I'm okay with that. I was okay with that.
I kind of feel that he shouldn't have had an official spot. A come
I was
out,
fine with it.
Like the music hits, comes out, and is attacked by somebody else from behind, and they officially are part of the match. Okay, yeah, I'll have that. But like, it's once again doesn't even get to the ring, like type of situation.
See, I was fine with it because he got in there. He comes face to face with Beth Phoenix, who's just like, she's going to kill him. And he's like, going to turn around, and there's Natty, 2 corners there. So what does he do? He pulls out the Cobra, and he cobras himself over the ropes to eliminate himself. I'm fine with that spot. If he actually did anything in the match, that's where I would have been like, no.
Yeah.
But because he came in, and apparently, I guess Sasha's injured, so she can't wrestle. So it's not like he really took a spot like her spot or anything.
Okay.
Because apparently, I guess I think like Kelly took her spot, Sasha's spot, because of it.
Yes.
I'm fine with it. Okay. But yeah, it would have been nice if someone else was in there. But no one was gonna win. It obviously wasn't gonna. They weren't gonna win it. No. So I was fine with the fun little. Playoff of best history with Santina, and have Natty in there as well.
I mean, it's
and
also
by the way,
nice to see Edge and his wife were both in their respective rumbles,
especially with Beth Phoenix's head full of blood for the last half.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Yeah, she busted her like on the back of like a spot in her. It's all red for like the rest of the spot.
Okay, so that's why the official pictures of Santina in the ring, like there's a bunch of them that are just black and white, and I'm like, why are they in black and white? I don't see anyone bleeding.
Yep, that's the reason why.
Okay.
So, and also I love the payoff for Beth Phoenix because she got payback on Natty, because the year before, or it was the first Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, I can't remember which one, they came back together, and then Natty turned on her, eliminating her. So Beth got payback on her.
Yes.
Which was great. But yeah. Yeah, I think they should have picked a better person to win the Rumble. Personally, I think Carly Sane should have won it, outside of Shayna. And Carly didn't even have that, wasn't even in that long.
No.
So I'm I'm preparing myself to see Kairi Sane leave WWE when her contract's up.
I believe it.
So, hopefully to AEW.
Hopefully. Or
Yes.
Stardom.
No, AEW. When the official partnership between Ring of Honor and New Japan happens, Stardom will be a part of it because they're owned by New Japan's parent company, Bushiroad, and then she can go back to work with Stardom as well.
Okay.
Or she could just sign a contract. You know, when she negotiates her contract with AEW, she negotiates a contract where she can go and work Stardom dates.
And end up through, because of the New Japan handshake deal with Ring of Honor, do some shows with Ring of Honor. Therefore, bridging the gap of AEW to Ring of Honor. Yes! That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
But I'm going to say this.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
If she does do that, like signs with AEW and goes and does Stardom dates, she needs to her priority needs to be AEW.
Yes.
She can go back to Stardom and do dates, but she should be a presence on AEW to be really established. You can use her as the face of the brand.
Right.
But all right, we're gonna move on to our news. We're gonna start this off with the AEW NXT viewership numbers for this week, and once again for the 5th week in a row, AEW topples NXT.
Yes.
And can you say we're surprised?
Not at all.
So,
I mean,
the total numbers were Dynamite drew 828,000 viewers to NXT's 712 viewers. AEW was ranked number 3 on cable top 150 for 18 to 49 demo, and NXT was ranked number 37.
I mean, look, Wednesday nights have never truly been known as wrestling nights, but it's picking up steam. Once again, both shows are bringing in, for a Wednesday night wrestling, on technically 2 television-wise new promotions.
Yep.
Combined, doing a 1.5.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So it's not bad. And AEW's numbers have gone down again since the start of the year, have gone down each week, and they just will be consistent. And they'll bump back up probably right before Revolution, or they'll do the post pay-per-view numbers bump again.
Exactly.
So, but we'll see go from there. But hopefully we'll get those numbers back up towards the 900 range soon for them. And AEW and NXT's numbers hopefully can get back up to the high 700s to maybe even 800s for that.
Now, do you remember when Revolution's going to be?
Oh, the last Saturday of the month.
Oh, it's the last day of the month, too.
Yep.
The 29th. I thought it was like next week.
The leap year of the month.
For some strange
reason. The leap year.
Yeah.
Damn
it, I have to leap everywhere.
All right, so
but
we're going to go
how a leap
right
year works?
What?
That's not how a leap year works, that you don't leap everywhere? Do you leap to conclusions, though?
Well, you can do that not on a leap year, too. You know that, right?
Oh. Damn it. There I was, leaping to conclusions again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to move on to our first bit of news. WWE is cutting back on their live event business.
Oh, no!
Doing the Home Alone, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really surprised by this.
The numbers have been down for years.
Yeah.
And greatly the last several months.
They oversaturated themselves.
Especially if you're doing too big of arenas, you're not going to sell them out.
No.
And so there's only 19 live events planned for the month of February. And so this is to cut down on losses and everything, which is going to be good for the company financially wise. But for the talent wise, the low card members are not happy about this. They were not told in advance. They were blindsided as it came out, because of the way it works. The top talent up there are guaranteed money and all that, while the lower talent, they have to work each dates to get that money, and without those house shows, they don't get that money.
Yeah, they don't have a way to do it
there. Yeah, and then also they're not happy about it is because house shows were more relaxed. They could go out and try new things, have a little more fun, and to improvise and actually get better at their craft.
Right.
Which is like what you brought up with Lacey Evans, how she keeps getting better and better. Having her on the house show, on the live event circuit, clearly, like with Natalia, if she's working with Bailey or someone else, she's getting better because she's in the ring with great talents.
Yeah.
So it just works out there. But now anyone who's on the low card of the women's roster who could use that to get better, they are not going to be able to do that. Thus, they're not going to get better, may not be able to get recognized, and just be left in the dust. So,
yep.
But Adam, you had an interesting little theory because of this, about the radicals that came over from WCW to WWE near the end of 99.
Yeah.
Beginning of 99. That you theorized. Can you go over that theory?
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at the way that WCW treated. It was Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko.
Whoa. I gotta cut you off there. You violated our policy. We do not say the Benoit name. Oh, wait. That's WWE.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No. Whatever. Benoit balls. Okay? There. Done.
Wow.
So the four of them came over because they were literally looked at as being, at best, mid-card guys within WCW. The NWO and Hogan just dominated the main event scene so much that no one could rise up to it.
It was Chris Benoit mentioned in his DVD that they did not hold those guys the reason. They held Kevin Sullivan, who was Booker at the time,
Well, yeah.
the reason for holding them down. And an interesting note, remember, Benoit just won the World Championship before because he wanted out, he wanted to leave. They gave it to him basically to shut him up.
Yeah.
And just to make him happy, and he's like, "No, I don't want to be here. You're giving me this not because you think I earned it and I should be champion, to make me happy, and I don't want that." And if you watch the finish of the match, they purposely had Sid Vicious's foot under the rope, but the ref, Aaron Anderson, didn't see it. So when he tapped out, that didn't solve the problem. They basically used it to strip Benoit of the title. They released him, and then Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko all came over to WWE within a few weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But because of that, you could have an exodus of a group or whatever from WWE of people who are, as WWE looks at them, you're never going to be a draw, kid. Good luck. You might as, but we're going to keep you on because, we're going to keep you here because you're ours. When their contracts come up, they're going to be the guys that are going to find someplace else, overseas, in another company, AEW, Impact, AAA, Noah, anything else that are going to basically pull a Drew McIntyre, leave, get over, and then probably have WWE go, so we could offer you a 5-year contract for this much. You want to come over? You want to come back? And anybody who, like, on the level of, say, Lucha House Party, the Colognes, anybody who is being looked at as not good enough the revival. Not good enough within the company. When your contract comes up, find someplace else that's going to look at you and go, you know what? You can be a draw in our company.
Yeah.
That's what you need to find.
But going off this storyline, we're gonna move on into some news that broke late in the afternoon, right as the stock market was about to close.
Go.
WWE fired, or the co-presidents resigned. Yeah, they were fired.
Yeah, nobody at that level actually resigns unless there's like either a controversy going on, they have a personal reason to resign. Otherwise, it's the company going, "Hey, resign, or we publicly have to fire you." And for both of us' sakes, it's easier for you to just resign.
Yeah. But George Burroughs and Michelle Wilson are leaving the company effective immediately. And this came out last night after the bell, where WWE stock closed at $62.31. So it closed up by 2%. In the after hours, it dropped 20%. It opened today down 27%.
So from Thursday to Friday opening, it dropped 27%.
To $45.41.
Oh, that is a hard
It did
hard
rebound.
Drop.
Yeah, it did rebound a little bit to $49.36, and the reason why people are speculating this is because, well, what just happened at the beginning of this month? A new year started.
Yeah.
A new quarter started. So WWE's got to release their fourth quarter earnings. And when you fire someone or let someone go, it means the news isn't good. So this is their way of preempting the bad news next Thursday to say, because the reason why was creative differences.
Yes, it's usually creative differences.
And it's basically these are the latest casualties of people, the company, or Vince just trying to cover up that he doesn't know what he's fucking doing anymore.
Yep.
And he's the reason why the money it's down. And they're trying to keep him out, keep they're up. So, but this came down, and it's just it'll be interesting to see what they actually come out next Thursday when they release the earning report. But
for a company
there's also rumor.
Yeah, for a company that's been bragging for so long now that they're making money hand over fist, why would they suddenly be having people if it was one or other of the co-presidents, I wouldn't be suspicious. But both of them at the same time, just before the fourth quarter earnings come out, I'm going to look at it and go, you guys kind of went in the negative, didn't you? You overspent for some strange reason. There's also talk that there's issues with the Saudi money, that it's not actually coming through yet.
That was the issue back in September before the third quarter earnings. But these two who they fired, Burroughs and Wilson, were known as the pit bulls of the WWE. Like, you do not want to get on their bad side. Like, they were literally, because they were on the financial ends.
Yeah.
And they were, for that. So, they weren't the best of people either to work for anyway. But at the same time, I'm just like, here's my thing. There is rumor that Vince McMahon is going to be turning his attention in some time over to the XFL, now that that's about to be launching.
Please happen.
In a week from this weekend.
Please happen.
They launch.
Wow. The week after the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yes.
Bold moves, Cotton. Bold moves.
So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he'll do that, and then, but who knows? But Vince has got to go. He's the reason why.
Yeah.
Do I think if you removed him from power, it's going to rebound? instantly? No. Markets have changed enough. You gotta figure out how to keep going up. And do you go to smaller arenas? Which I just think Vince McMahon is saying, we've always done these big arenas. We're not changing that. He's stubborn. No, you're not selling them out. Go to smaller arenas in these venues.
Yeah.
Build back up the fan base, and then you can get those back. But only time will tell.
Make the fans hungry and desperate to come see your show.
Exactly. Now, with these job vacancies, they need to find new replacements.
Yeah.
There is someone who's interested in the job.
Ooh, who is this? Do we know who this person is?
Yes, we do.
Oh.
It's our fun-loving Punk from Chicago.
It's Coach Punk?
Yes. CM Punk has asked, how do I interview?
But wait a second. I thought he wasn't ever coming back to the WWE.
Dude, you're jumping ahead on the jokes.
Oh,
Come
sorry,
on, calm down. Calm down.
Okay.
We just spoil it. You spoiler.
Damn it.
No. So someone did respond to him on that. And it's like, you'd quit in a week. To Punk's response is, but think of the severance pay. As we've already mentioned, you don't just leave this kind of position.
No.
Your hands in all the big deals. You don't just leave. There's going to be big money to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's right about that. So, because you decided to spoil it, someone responded to that saying, funny from a guy who said he was never going back. And once again, Punk is just king of Twitter like Becky Lynch. Just together, they're just perfect.
Oh, yeah.
He's the current king because Becky hasn't had a good comeback, a good tirade on Twitter lately. So until she comes back with one, Punk is the king.
Okay.
He responds to the guy with a stick finger, with an arrow where it says "you" pointing to the guy, and then "joke" going over his head. The word "joke" literally flying over his head.
Yeah.
It's priceless. Someone replied to him with a guy at a wrestling show who just happens to look back at disturbed.
Like, huh?
Punk wants him up, posting a gif of a basketball player. I have no clue who this guy is.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
What?
What did Punk post?
He winds up the guy by posting a basketball player.
What kind of file is it?
It's a gif.
It's not graphics, okay? It's graphics.
It's a GIF.
It's a hard G.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
The guy who said it says the GIF, so...
Well, then you had a Jude job.
Anyway, the guy, I don't know who the player is, but the guy gets a microphone put in his face, and he looks at him, and he just kind of strolls away.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I know that one.
And then someone responds saying, I would be interested to seeing your list of references to Punk. He then posts another GIF of all of Batman's rogue villains from the 90s animated cartoon show.
Oh, do you know how much it annoys me that you keep saying GIF?
And that's why I'm saying it.
God damn it.
GIF.
How about you, yes. Joe outside, okay?
So, Punk, we bow down to you.
Yeah, we bow down to it, but you... It's a hard G.
You bow down. I am the predictions champion. No matter what that belt being on the wall is there for.
I don't know what you're talking about. There is...
Just because your hand is over doesn't mean it's not there.
You know what? We're just going to do this.
Just because your thumb's over the camera doesn't mean it's not still
just
there.
Hide. Tim, I'm starting to lose you. I don't know what's going on.
Really? The paperback is back? Hey, I will go on a tirade of saying GIF.
Oh, God. Please stop. It's so horrible.
But yes, but Punk is the king of Twitter right now. Okay, can you just imagine if he did come back to WWE? It would be 2011 when The Rock came back all over again.
Oh, yeah.
And just showing how no one can match him. No one can go on the mic anymore because it's also scripted.
Oh, God. He would just tear him apart. It would be like John Cena and Roman Reigns all over again.
Yes. Times 1,000.
Oh, God. It would be horrible. I mean, it would be wonderful, but it would be so wonderful that we would suddenly realize why it's so bad. Like, the moment that he left, like, ratings would be like, CM Punk won't be on next week's show. Ratings immediately drop.
WWE manages to garnish a 0 rating because no one tuned in.
Yeah. They knew that Punk wasn't going to be there. Punk
All right,
tweeted
so we're gonna
out
move
1
on to
hour before the show, not going to be on tonight's show. Sank the ratings.
No. Halfway through the show, like, Punk is not going to be on the show. Everything just literally drops.
Yeah. Like, so, third hour, there were like 5 people watching. Somehow only 5 people.
It was so low, the Nielsen ratings could not actually tell you how many people were rating it.
No, the only reason that we know it was 5 was because all 5 of them were backstage. Watching the TV at the most awkward of angles ever.
So, we're going to transition into, you mentioned a certain tag team during the live events and like your crossover and leaving.
Yeah.
So, Scott Dawson of the Revival tweeted, tag team wrestling does not draw money, with a nice little video clip of them reacting, like, and then Bad Boy Joey Janela being a bad boy in between messing up kisses between Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford, responded with this. In AEW wrestling, it does.
Yeah.
All bow to Prince Joey Janela.
I gotta say,
it's true.
We're calling it now. The moment that the Revival is available, they're going to be showing up in AEW.
Yeah. Speaking of the Revival, apparently the Revival requested their release from WWE again.
You know what's funny? It was last year in January. This year in January.
Actually, I believe it was in February of last year.
No, it was January last year. January 30th last year.
So they decided to do it on the 31st this year?
This year they waited one more day.
So it's just... Yeah, so it's very clear that they're not going to be re-signing their contracts.
Yes.
With WWE. They want out.
You know, if this whole request had not gone through, I would have been talking about tonight how they're smart for just playing ball with WWE and just kind of coasting out their contract the rest of the way, pulling a Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, and just going, okay, you guys know I'm on my way out, but let's just, I'm here for the ride. What have you got for me? Nope. They ruined it by asking for their release again.
You're unhappy. Yeah. Maybe they saw because they're hearing rumors of how bad the financial earnings were. Mm-hmm. They say, "Hey, we'll save you some money. Just let us go."
Yeah. It would be good.
But if they do get released, they will be released in the way where they will not be able to show up on Double or Nothing's pay-per-view.
I even said that there's a possibility that they may not, as a tag team, may not be able to appear even at All Out.
Yeah, because I can't remember which one of them. I think it's actually Scott Dawson, but it might be Dash Wilder, who has extra time added onto him, and I think it's June. His has been extended to, not July.
If it was July,
still,
then definitely they could, release him 2 days before his contract was supposed to end anyway.
Yeah,
and then be like, and a 90-day clause. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oops. What a dick move that would be, though.
We don't have confirmation. There's no confirmation. This just comes from Brian Evers over at the Wrestling Observer, who said this. No knowledge if they've been approved or anything. This is just that rumor that they've asked for again. So it hasn't been confirmed. Just it's being reported that they have.
Right.
So hopefully maybe they'll say, you know what? You don't want to be here? Go away.
Could.
It would be better, I think, but overall.
That's still not the WWE way, though.
No, it's not. I think if it was Triple H's decision, if he could get away with it, he would let them go.
Yes.
But speaking of AEW and people being released, the rumor is former WWE Intercontinental Champion Brody Lee, formerly known as Luke Harper, is reportedly expected to start with AEW. And the most likely date that he'll be able to do this is, I believe it is the 11th of March he would be able to. But most likely would be March 18th because AEW would be in his hometown of Rochester, New York. What better place for him to debut and get a massive pop?
Huge pop.
So
Who would you say that he should jump into a feud with right away?
Ooh. It's a tough one.
Oh, I have one right off the top of my head that I want to be a short first one, their second feud to be a longer one. The first one, the one that pops right to my head is Moxley.
No, I don't want to see him there. One I know, someone I'd love to see, because I don't think we actually really saw one. We never actually saw a one-on-one matchup between these two in WWE. Is Cody Rhodes? I'd love to see Cody and, because I don't I think we may have seen a tag team matchup between them, as the Wyatts and the Rhodes family.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see them as a one-on-one, especially what Cody's doing right now.
Yeah.
And then him pop in and whatever they're going to do with him. But, yeah.
I've got one more that I'd like to see right away. Luchasaurus.
Yes.
The two of them. See what the two of them, two tall men. I mean, the weird part is, Brody Lee is only a few inches taller than Moxley.
I would love to see. No, you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see him join Luchasaurus team.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. That way, kind of to make up, no offense to Marco Stunt, but to make up for Marco Stunt.
Yes, but no, just have him be part of it. He could be the guy who does singles for the group.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see him and Luchasaurus go at it because that would be. I think that'd be great. I'd also love to see him take his Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy's finisher.
Ooh.
I'd love to see Luchasaurus launch Brody Lee into the air to have Jungle Boy grab him and hit the sit-out powerbomb. I'd love to see, because I think Brody Lee would be able to sell that
oh my god, that would just
really
be crazy.
Well. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that's all the news we have for you today.
Oh my god, it's a relatively short show for us.
Yeah, and I got work I gotta get done, so we're gonna end the show here. A little over an hour show, which is good for us. We need to have shorter shows every so often. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in the comment section what you thought of the Royal Rumble and Worlds Collide events. Do you agree with us that with who won with the men's with Drew McIntyre? Do you agree with me that Charlotte should not have won and it should have been Shayna Baszler? Or more importantly, should have been Kairi Sane? Let us know down in the comment section. While you're heading down that way, go and give this podcast a thumbs up. You know you're liking what you're hearing, at least from me. You just, at this point, ignore Adam because he has nothing relevant to ever say to the conversation. We know
totally
that. I know
have
that.
something of relevance to bring up. Like tomorrow's episode of New England Wrestling Alliance is slamming Saturdays. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. PJ DeSilvio is going to be the champion. PJ DeSilvio is going to be in the house for the show this week. Check it out. Check it out.
I'm sorry, are you done talking about something, your stupid side project?
It's the fallout from Blood Feud 2, The Feudening. Blood Feud.
Oh, God. I can actually pay attention now. Oh, wait, you're still here. With that face of yours. Your face. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and give this podcast a thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button.
Ding!
Ring the bell.
Ding! Ding, ding, ding!
And get bent like stupid Simon Saturdays.
That was terrible, man. That was terrible.